On me. Kyle, pick up the rear. Roger.
There we go. We're here. So I updated my personal account today on the new Global Warriors program. That's Dale Dye's company is now officially known, instead of Warrior Publishing and Warriors Inc., it is now Warriors Global. And so you can go join the website yourself if you want to. It's really nice. I'll share the link here in a moment. There it is. You can become a member over on Dale Dye's website.
Wait. I'll do it.
I am already. I did it last time we talked about it.
Get this.
Ooh.
All the dingles that they use. Hey, Jedi Bill. Good to see you.
Jedi Bill here?
Oh, yeah.
Bush is
Morning.
here
There
too.
he is.
I see
Good
my
to see
buddy
you, man.
Booth here. Lord Thoth. All hail Lord Thoth. So we're going to be talking about a film that had a big impact on me with doing Vindicated. I was impressed with this film. And ironically, when I first started watching it, I was getting so irritated with it because her character was driving me nuts. I'd be sitting there talking to the TV. Like, what the fuck is she doing in this unit? How was she selected for this?
You need to realize that she's a tool. After that, it makes
Well,
sense.
of course, that's what happens. When I get to the third act, I'm like, oh my fucking God. Now I know why she was on the team. And don't get me wrong, she's not a horrible character, but she is not somebody that should be on special teams. He shouldn't be working with any special ops team. He's too moralistic. And I'm not saying you can't be moral and working, but you have to have your own set of ethics. And your ethics need to have a gray area with, especially when it comes to having to kill for your country. She is not that kind of person, which is why I'm like, what is she doing in this unit?
She's trained for different stuff.
Yeah, she's a by the book cop is what she is. She's a bureaucrat is really what she is. I'm not saying bureaucrats don't have their uses, but she's useless in what they were trying to do until you find out what they're doing. And I walked away from this really kind of floored with what I watched, and I had to watch it a second time. It really had an impact on me. It really did. No, and that's the big thing, Stephen, is, and I'm referring to deleted scenes comment, is this isn't her story. In fact, what's interesting is something has happened before everything you see in this film, and you find out about it in the third act. That tells you, oh, she's not the main character. Benicio del Toro's character is. And this is his story. And his story is horrifying. From, what started the whole thing to what he ends up doing in the film. It is horrifying. I personally couldn't do what he did. The one aspect of what he did, I could have done. The other thing, no fucking way. But then again, this is the whole walking a mile in somebody else's moccasins thing. I'm not that guy. I don't know if I could ever be that guy. But this has a very dark ending. Even though it's a satisfying ending. But in the end, he also, what's this? Gary just finishing loading crackpot bam. What the fuck is that? Crackpot.
Bam's an emoji, but I don't know what he means.
Oh.
Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny. Because I don't know what crackpot means on it. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. You know, I watched part of the Super Bowl last night, and I just couldn't stay interested.
Who won in the end?
Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Oh, good.
They were so far behind that it's impossible for them to have won. And I'm not going to say that
It was rigged.
it was rigged, but I'm going to say it wasn't not rigged. I don't buy that fucking game at all.
I'm not sad that I didn't have to watch it this time.
I really don't like the quarterback. When he yelled at the coach on camera and physically touched him aggressively after
Taylor
that
Swift's
fumble,
guy? Whoa.
I just got to tell you, man, I was
Hey, Pops.
very disappointed. Pops is here. Whoa, what's up, buddy? For a while, I covered the cartel stories for a Google News site, and it took a toll. You can't even publish many of the images. Sicario at least shines a light on it, but it's a PG version of reality. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm certain.
Crockpot.
Oh, crockpot.
I still don't know what it is.
I know.
Crockpot,
I know.
it's crockery. First of all, crockery is a pot. Crockpot. And it's self-heating. You plug it in, you set it to like high, warm, keep something warm. It's usually got like 3 temperature changes on it, average crock pot. And what you do is slow cook is you can put I've done this, put chicken in a broth and with dumplings, and I'll cook it for 3 hours. And it slow cooks and it's amazing. I really love making dumplings. But I love crock pots. It's one of my favorite ways of cooking because it's sort of like you can start early on everything, get it out of the way, and put it in the pot, and then have it slow cook, and then 3 hours, 4 hours later, boom, it's done. But yeah, I couldn't imagine. That's one thing I probably wouldn't want to cover, Pops, is the cartels, because you're just taking your life into your own hands doing that, because you never know when they're going to talk shit with you. That's why in Vindicated, I decided early that I wasn't going to involve any real gangs. I was going to be very generalized with it, because you don't want to invite that kind of trouble into your life. Looked up just to watch commercials. Yeah, I got to tell you. And I'm torn over the Deadpool promo, because I don't like the TVA being involved in it, but I knew that Marvel was going to do that, because they're integrating Deadpool into the current Marvel universe. So it was inevitable. So for anybody to kind of piss and moan about it is like, I don't know, crying over spilt milk. But I'm not excited by it. But I do want to see him as Deadpool again. And to see him fight and work with Hugh Jackman, fuck yeah. I'm going to watch it. I'm not excited about the TVA part. Don't give 2 shits about it. I hate Kevin Feige. Cam's here. What's up? Good morning. Wow, everybody's here early. Cam, you're usually late, like last 10 minutes of the show. Oh, good. Did your girl like it? That's the question. I know Anima loves Blade Runner. And she knows that there'd be no relationship if she didn't love Blade Runner.
Oh my God. You understand she could be lying to you then.
Still hoping that Ken would give me a response. I'm really curious if his girlfriend liked it. But Blade Runner is, one of those films that just had an impact on me. I was 18. It was the first R-rated movie I ever got to see without my dad, right after my birthday. Yes, the 82 version. Now, here's what I'm doing. I've got a special version of Blade Runner, the director's cut, and I'm going to add the narration back in and do my own edit of it. And I'm going to fix the narration after Batty dies, because the delivery of his narration is very cumbersome, and it just enters too soon right after Batty's death. And it needs to have more of a few beats before it gets delivered. It was clunky the way they did it. It's intrusive, his narration on Batty's death. But I'm a big fan of the narration. But I also love what my buddy Charlie did with the edit, where he did all the updated effects. That was all him. Charlie Deslarica. It was under the supervision of Ridley Scott, but Charlie did all the work. Yeah, you got to let the moment hang. You do. But in film writing, that's called, you got to let it go a few beats. And you actually write that into your script. You beat, beat, beat. For every beat, it's a heartbeat, heartbeat, heartbeat. And then the person delivers the line. So we're 9 years apart in age. I was 18. Unless you saw it much later at age 9. I saw it in 1982 in the movie theater. So anyway, Anima, are you even here? Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. You haven't responded to anything I said. And so
because I had to give my cat some treats to shut them up.
Oh.
Because they were getting antsy, because it's been 5 hours since they ate.
Hey, I'm just telling you.
I'm sorry.
Dart guns are great. The Nerf guns, they're great. They won't hurt an animal. And it's fun to watch them freak out. Like, pop them in the butt with one of those little Nerf darts.
They will resent
what the fuck is that?
Shall we kick him, Martin?
Okay. Yeah, was waiting for the 15-minute mark, but
oh, okay. Now I will get a squirt gun again.
But anyway, so Cam introduced Blade Runner to his girlfriend, and she loved it. And so I said, that's good because it's important. And then I said, because Anima knew that if she didn't like Blade Runner, there would be no relationship.
And that's why you showed me after we've been together for a year or something.
Yeah, I'm like, he loved it. So, but anyway, Blade Runner is a fantastic film.
It is.
But anyway,
I'm
let's get
with
back
you on
to
the narration thing.
So the impact, because Anima was very disturbed by what happened at the end of the film, and we'll get to it when the moment happens. But up to that moment,
time I've seen that scene. I've seen that scene before. You showed it to me.
Yeah, I showed it to you just by itself, so you would be prepared for it and not be caught off guard. But it's so dark because, yes, it's a satisfying ending. It is. And you finally understand, and the main character understands this wasn't her story, that she was used in order to do what they needed to do. They needed a federal agent so they could work within the confines of the United States. So it's a really solid film. And we still, because I've seen the film, but Anma still hasn't watched Sicario 2. And
Still on the
we're
list.
hopefully going to be watching that this week because, well, next week we're doing Sicario 2.
Mhm.
So you were 9
Okay,
years
my
old in
homework.
82. Okay, gotcha. Yes, she was a subway pass. There you go. She was used all the way. Both of them were, because her partner too. He got used too. And it's a solid film. So here we go. Let's go get this baby going. So Julia got a hold of me yesterday, just to let you guys know. So I'm working on that book cover again.
I hope they approve it finally.
It's just very stressful.
I know.
Because I know it's stressful for her, but it's also stressful for me because it's telling me I got to put out my A game on this in order to get approval.
You always do that.
Sometimes I feel like I'm kind of just doing what comes natural, and I don't feel like I'm really trying. I just doing what natural, and then they'll love it, and I'll go, okay. But this time I feel like, oh shit, I really got to get into their heads to understand what it is they want.
Sometimes they're just not very good at telling you exactly what you want.
That's the problem with most people,
always a
though,
problem.
that work with artists. It's like, I don't know what I want. I just know what I don't want, which really is stressful for artists because we've got to start trying to read their minds. So, all right, back to this. This is a great scene because this is a, what do they call this? Shit. There's not a safe house. It's a,
Oh, yeah.
what's the word, Martin? Help me out. You're in Mexico. You should know this.
Jeez.
Where they hide stuff? Where the cartels hide shit?
I don't know.
Okay. There's a name for it. I forget the name. And it's Stash House. Thank you.
Stash
I got
House,
it in my own head. Oh, Bush just popped. Thank you. Great minds work alike because I just thought it. And then you wrote it.
Fantastic. Mind at the
Fantastic.
same moment.
Thank you, Bush. So it's a stash house where you guys are useless. I'm just telling you, you and Martin are just completely useless.
It came to me at the same moment it came to you.
Sorry, you were asking for it in Spanish, you fucker. Take that.
So it's a stash house, but this isn't a drug stash house. This is a stash house where they hide fucking bodies. And it's a nightmare factory.
What a way to open a movie.
Because it's during the shooting, she shoots the wall. And then one of the other agents looks at the hole in the wall where she was shot at. Right there, that hole. That was aimed to hit her, and she kills the guy. Completely drops it. Good shot. Clean kill. And the other agent looks at that hole and sees something inside the hole. And then they begin pulling the wall out. And every wall in that house is hiding a body in plastic bags. Or bodies.
Yes,
I want to imagine the smell of that.
I think there were almost 50 bodies in the whole house.
Well, because they're sealed bags, you probably wouldn't smell them.
Yeah, but tearing the walls apart would tear the bags too. At least some of them.
Well, if they do damage to the bags, that's when the smell comes out. And I've smelled it, and it's pretty disgusting. But even without the smell, the sight of that is like almost too much for a human being.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a kill house. I think it's a stash house, which is what an abattoir is.
Yeah,
this is where the bodies are brought. Now, here's a great actor right here. He was he played in. First time I ever saw this guy was in the movie Titanic. He played the man who built the Titanic in the movie. He was also on the series Alias. He played the spy's father.
And he's in the Orville. He's the admiral.
Yeah, he's that's
Yes,
right. He's the Admiral in
right.
Orville.
Oh,
So now
Christian's
she
here.
is she has made the radar
Bonjour.
for somebody else because of this situation. Hey, Christian. I'm glad he messaged me today because I forgot he wanted me to meet somebody and I got to join. What is that? I always forget the name of it. It's called Gilded. I got to join Gilded.
What is that?
It's something that I think Nick Weiser uses.
Is it like Discord?
Kind of,
Yeah,
but you
something
can
like
get
that.
money through it and stuff.
Okay.
And that's what I think he uses it for. Nick. Oh, hey. Nothing more interesting than seeing a disembodied hand or limb, or in my situation, a chunk of fat, adipose tissue, just laying there, just a chunk.
That, of course, you had to kick to see if it jiggles.
I can't help it. I'm curious. Like a kitten.
Yeah.
Bat. Kittens bat at things. And I nudged it with my foot and went, oh, it really does jiggle like Jello.
Ew. This situation is so awkward. Like they're talking behind your back and you can still see them because it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
glass
There's
office.
windows and they're looking right at him while they're talking. And she's like, what the fuck are they talking? They're looking right at me. And of course, they want her for this job. She's a rookie,
And this is
Bring her in.
foreshadowing because the whole movie, she's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Because they give her so little information. They keep her on a need to know basis, basically. So half the time she doesn't even have the full picture.
And that's how they work. By the way, I do want to pause this for a second because there was something I forgot I wanted to talk about. So a buddy of mine posted this yesterday because of the Super Bowl. And I saw
God.
that. And I cracked them all up because the minute he posted it, it popped up and I clicked on it and I'm like, oh shit. And the first thing I could think of was this, my response to this. I can hardly wait for the breakup song from this one. And then I wrote, quote, my heart is morose over Soros. And then he wrote me back. He's like, man, I wished I'd thought of that before you did. I'm like, no, it's just, I was lucky.
Yeah, you were.
My heart is morose over Soros. What a dickhole. Yeah, it was ridiculous. For the little bit I watched the game, they kept cutting away to her. I'm like, man, the NFL is milking it.
Yeah. She made them so much money.
So Brolin's character is really interesting. This guy is looks like an analyst, but he is not an analyst. He is a field worker. He likes getting out in the field and shooting. He's a shooter. And he's letting her know, we've selected you. It's up to you. You want to do it? Just you, not your partner.
Because he didn't want lawyers. That should tell you something when they say no lawyers.
Yeah.
Because the minute he gets back involved in the situation, immediately starts asking the correct questions. And no, we're expanding the scope of the investigation a bit. That is saying something without saying anything. Because again, like Anima said, she's on a need to know basis. She doesn't need to know.
Well, they think she doesn't need to know much. And she just wants to do a good job. And they basically tell her, you're here for your tactical knowledge and shit. But she's given so little information that all she can do is run with them and try to stay alive. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, the border scene is the scene where she realizes she is in way over her head.
Yeah.
And now we watch this guy throughout the film.
Sidwell. He is with Hydra. I knew it. That's how he started.
What?
What are you talking
That's the
about?
guy from the MCU.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
He
okay.
was the Hydra operative.
Well, apparently in this, he's with Hydra, too.
Yes.
You're led to see him as a good dad, and they intentionally do this. The director wants you, and it's Denis Villeneuve that directed this. He wants you to see this guy and be empathetic with him,
And
with his
by
family.
doing that, they tell you we are going to kill him in the end. It's always like that. They make you
Because
like the
he
character.
he's a corrupt cop. That's all he is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good a father he is or husband. What matters is that he's corrupt in the end. But he wants you to like this character and care about his family. And the family is important because the last scene in the film it shows the family.
And you
what
don't know, do they know or do they not know what happened?
Oh, the wife has to know.
she has to know.
But she hasn't told the kid yet.
But by the end of the film, you see them playing, football out in the field right by the border, and then you hear explosions and gunfire. And they all stop to look over, and you see the smoke and fire, and it's not over. It's just going to keep going. It just keeps going. That's what he's trying to say, is it just continues. They didn't stop anything. They killed one bad guy.
And it's terrible how used to all this the kids are. They stop and look, but it doesn't
thing
freak
they
them
do let
out.
you
It's
know.
everyday life.
Well,
It's sad.
what Bush said here is, he's doing it to take care of his family. But, in the United States, it's less understandable. When you see a corrupt cop, they're a corrupt cop. Down there, is that just business as usual? In order to stay alive, stay afloat, you have to be that way. I think that's something despicable about south of the border, is how comfortable people get with that. I'm glad it's something you don't have to deal with living down there, Martin. I love these aerial views.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, this film is actually shot very beautifully. Again, Denis Villeneuve is going to have the best cinematographer working with him. Yeah, I've never seen Traffic. I don't know why. I just was never interested in seeing it.
I liked it very much, but I don't see the correlation there.
So now you meet the actual protagonist of this film. You're being tricked into believing she is. And it's not her. And it kind of reminds me of Psycho.
That's how so?
Because in his own way, Norman Bates is the protagonist of Psycho.
Yeah, he is.
It wasn't her. You were led to believe it was her, but she ends up dead. And you follow him from that point forward. It's like a baton handoff. God, these skies. How did they get so lucky? And they didn't use digital effects for the skies on this. It's like beautiful, beautiful stormy skies.
Oh, Keith was there.
Yeah, Keith is always there.
Now, let me tell you something. Here in the city, um, well, in the Mexico Valley, we have the, of course, state police, and they, well, state police do not use that kind of weaponry. But we have another kind of, we have like three different police are here in the valley. Because we have state, we have federal, and I don't recall what is the other one. But the one in the middle, whose name I cannot remember, they use M4s and M16s. But man, when I saw when in the movie when they're in Juarez and the same vehicles that they are using here are have Madus mounted on them, I said, "Wow, shit is hot in Juarez." It was really the only difference that I've seen in the police here in Mexico Valley, and in how it's depicted in the movie, the 50 cal. That was the only difference. Now, what I found strange is that the 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 police officer that we seen with his kid, in some scene he's got in his room. I think he's in an AK-74, and I have never seen that shit here.
Who knows if he legally has it?
Maybe.
Mm. Oh, by the way, guys,
Oh, and we have a
Wednesday.
super sticker.
Thank you, Darius.
Okay.
I bet it's the coffee.
Thank you. The pear and a
Yeah.
coffee. Thank you very much, Darius, for a $4 super sticker. Please remind me what I was getting ready to say because I don't want to forget. I needed to
What's
make an
it?
announcement. Well, I was about to make an announcement. So here you go. Here's your thank you video.
It means be advised that I'm mean, nasty, and tired. I eat concertina wire and piss napalm, and I can put a round through a flea's ass at 200 meters. So you go hump somebody else's leg, mudface, before I push yours in.
Great scene. Thank you very much, Darius. So, as I was about to say, I'm going to be doing Midnight's Edge on Wednesday. So, if we do a game video, it's only going to be an hour long because I'll be going on Midnight's Edge at 11 a.m. my time, Central Time.
Let's do the 1 hour then.
Maybe less, because you're not gonna have time to decompress from one show to another.
He's playing Call of Duty to decompress.
That's true.
I'm watching him to decompress. It works.
Man.
Sorry, I'm just checking out updates on Twitter. It's just like this world's a nightmare right now. You know, sometimes I have those weird, overly realistic dreams of being back in the military, and I had one this week. But this is the irony: is that with the way the world is going right now, having that dream of being back in the military was a relief.
Oh,
it wasn't freaking me out.
and by the way, an update. Our illustrious socialist president here, he basically he has substituted all these policial vehicles and policial forces by the army. So nice, right? You know, when you're in a dictatorship, when you have the army on the streets,
Yeah,
policing.
like the police. Yeah, these are missing women.
Oh,
Those posters on the wall.
dude, that's not realistic. There should be more.
Oh wow,
I seen walls covered in that.
that's scary.
Yeah, especially when you have 4 daughters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's the same old story in whole Latin America. You have what is basically good people being victim of the sons of bitches that are in position of power.
I'm just so glad I was born in a boring and safe country.
Well, I'm not gonna go there.
Hmm.
Man, that was a change of scenario. Oh, we're going to El Paso. El Paso? No, 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 no. We're going to Juarez. And she only gets it when she's on the plane.
Yeah, it's just misinformation constantly to keep her off balance. It's designed specifically to keep her character off balance. They don't want her to ever feel like she's got her footing because that's when she'll start asking questions. When you create confusion, which is what they're doing to her, and it's not right what they're doing to her, but when you understand what's going on in the greater picture, you kind of get why they're doing what they're doing, and I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it.
Yeah, I still don't know if I'm glad that you filled me in before we watched this movie about her role and that she's not the main, or if I wanted to find this out myself. But you probably saved yourself from a lot of me bitching about her character by telling me beforehand.
And by the way, he's a good actor. That's the dude from Burn Notice.
The other guy that is clearly not CIA.
He doesn't look like CIA at all.
Yeah.
He's one of those actors. I once described him as somebody that looks like he was drawn by John Byrne because he's got the typical John Byrne facial structure, the way John Byrne drew men, high cheekbones. There he
Nope.
is.
I'm not CIA. Nope. He could touch.
He don't look suspicious at all.
Yeah.
4 guys alone in a small car, tats all over him. Yeah, that's, and I love
There's nothing going on there.
he's aiming at him right now.
He's so cool.
And this is done very realistically because these operators, many of them former special forces, they are trained to go immediately. There's no hesitation. They told her to get out of the car, and she's like,
Yes.
Jesus Christ. It's like, get the fuck out of the car.
So you can move.
You know why?
Yes. To not be a stationary target.
It's, you know what the nickname for squad cars is when a shootout happens? It's called the coffin.
Oh. Look, Call of Duty. That map that you like to play.
Oh, yeah, I told
Yes.
you that map is so clearly based on this.
Yeah.
This guy just you read way too much into him. I would have just dropped him. I wouldn't have waited. He's got his weapon out. And they just light these guys up. And she shoots the one dude.
Oh, this whole situation is just a clusterfuck.
No,
Not
no.
on their part. It's a clusterfuck, but not. They handle it very militarily. They're very clean.
Very clean. No shots waste. Every shot.
No innocent people hurt.
Mhm. Every shot was a precision shot. Was fast, clean, and that's true. That happens so often there that people do not react to it. People just stay in their car. Let them duke it out. That's it.
It's what
I
I
was
would
listening
do.
to Sean Ryan this week, and Sean said something very interesting about rules of engagement. And he said that he knew he was done with the military when he was told by the then administration under Obama that if a combatant engages you, fires, but drops his weapon, you can no longer engage them. And you just don't. That people that make rules like that don't get it. They're defending the enemy when they create rules like that. And it's why a lot of my buddies that served in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan got frustrated with the military and left.
Uh,
Oh my
Let me
God,
show-
this scene. This is reminiscent, and I really do believe the scene I have in Vindicated in the flashback is genuinely inspired by this. Because field interrogations are dangerous. They set
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad precedence. And when he tells this guy, you shouldn't be in there, right here, this scene. And by the way, this gentleman right here is a decorated military veteran, real life, West Tootie. And he is Native American or American Indian. And he ended up being part of Wounded Knee here in the United States after he got out of the military. And he saw a lot of combat. Hell of an actor right there.
Did you see what
Some
Bush
of you
said?
may not know what I'm talking about right now with Wounded Knee, so you might want to look it up. And I love how Del Toro tells him, you don't want to be in here. You just go take a smoke or something. You don't want to be a part of this. And then he grabs that giant fucking bottle of water. And I'm like, someone's about to get waterboarded or fucking knocked around with a fucking jug of water.
Yep.
but that's the thing that bothers me more. I don't know what happened there because they never use the bottle.
You don't know if it's there for psychological reasons, you know, just getting into this guy's fucking head.
And he doesn't even
And
have to talk to do that.
right
Just the way
here,
he
he's
looks at
putting-
him.
He's putting his, even though his pants are on, he's putting his dick right in that guy's face.
That made me
And
so
his knee
uncomfortable. that
and his
scene.
knee on the on the
Yeah.
guy's crotch.
Crutch. Yeah, it's just, this is an intense fucking moment of ownership, psychological ownership. That's not West Duty? Who is that?
Well, both Stephen and Bush say it isn't.
Well, you know, they all looked alike to me.
Oh my god!
Sorry, the joke was asking to be made.
Hey, Crazy Frog's in the house.
Hi, Crazy Frog.
I am not seeing him in the cast.
Dude, you even look what you did to Bush with your joke. You now Bush is horrified.
That's what you get for not being in the chat for so long. You stop
Yeah,
getting
you-
used to Gary's jokes.
Hope you get your lessons on this one, buddy.
You need to desensibilize now again.
Oh, that scene is awesome. When I see some fireworks
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
and
God.
the whole city with tracers and shit and explosions.
And it's just another.
I got to
even-
tell you, military
So
guys
bad.
like that shit. I like watching it when it's going the other way. I don't want to see it when it's coming at me, but I love watching it when it's going away.
But if you see it coming your way, it's too late already.
Well, shit. Gotti reminds me
What?
of his name is Raul Max Trujillo. He really looks like it. He's also in Apocalypto.
I didn't see Apocalypto.
Me neither.
Well, we're going to be doing it on one of these shows because I love the movie. Yeah. If there's a drain in the middle of the floor and you see someone walking with a bottle of water, yeah, it's not a good sign. It could be also to wash away the blood.
Blood. Yeah. Well, like you said, he could have
And
used
this
the water
is
bottle
where-
to knock him around and then clean up.
This is where her partner shows up again.
Oh, I
And
forgot
what they're
that.
looking for are specifically aged men. And this is very similar to what happened in Mosul back in 2004 when a bunch of shit went down. They got pissed about the insurgency. So the U.S. Army ordered everybody to evacuate the city. And they watched all of the ways they could get out of the city. And anybody who was over 30, male, and not married was either arrested or shot. And when they were shot, it was because they tried to fight or flee. Because in that culture, if you're not married by your 30s, you're a soldier or an insurgent. And they did that. And guess what? It was peaceful and quiet for almost a year.
That's
it took them a
terrible, though.
year for the insurgency to build back up again. Well, at that point, the insurgency was mostly foreigners. But after 2004, because of what the Bush administration did, the stupidity of what they did, by firing everybody in the military, they created an internal insurgency. Because where else were the guys going to go?
Yeah.
Those soldiers. And that's when things went south. So they're picking the groups. They can all go. We're only interested in this one. But ironically, in this one, they're specifically looking for guys that have dealt with coyotes. And so these guys help them. This is a really good moment in the film where you see these guys telling them where to look. This is what they do. This is where they go. And this is where you can start looking for the tunnels and shit. Well, I've had to clean up all of those things, Bush, and sometimes you need a high pressure hose to clean that stuff up.
Ew. Spare us the details, please.
Oh shit, Cam. I'm
Oh, no.
I hope
sorry.
she's okay.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah. Dude, get out of here. Holy shit. Man, I hope she is okay. But yeah, Deleted, we're going to be covering on a Saturday. We'll do Apocalypto because that movie is fantastic. What Mel Gibson pulled off with that movie just is awe-inspiring. He showed just how brutal the Aztecs were.
Oh, that movie, yeah. You showed me the trailer.
That's when he tells the lawyer, the FBI agent that's a lawyer, she asked you to be here. I didn't. Go. As much as I despise him as a person, he is a fantastic actor.
Yes.
Oh, Del Toro?
And for those
Yeah.
who don't know, the reason I despise him is he is a card-carrying communist. He's a supporter of Cuba and Che Guevara, what they did.
I still like him as an actor.
No, he's fantastic. It's the whole having to separate the artist from the art.
Yep. And by the way, because he's not talking a lot in this movie, did you know that originally he had way more lines, but he decided to cut them back?
I think it's a smart
Yeah.
move because it makes him more mysterious.
He has so much expression too. He doesn't need to talk all the time.
I like that he doesn't even yell to be menacing.
Oh no, he's one of the types they get more silent.
The
and
most
more
dangerous
menacing.
people I've ever met were quiet guys.
Yes, exactly.
That's true, Bush.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you're correct on that.
Careful, Bush. Don't talk about Kevin.
They
You
got
never know.
they got so much to hide.
Hi, Loki.
Hey, Loki.
Hey Loki,
Oh.
what's up, man? So I'm going to be
And-
joining Loki too. Is that this Friday? Let me check see when that is. Yes, on the 16th. This Friday, I'll be joining Loki at 7 p.m. Central Time. Him and Snowed Up. It'll be fun.
As they're champagne communists.
Very much so. You know that they're liberals. 90% liberals. And of the liberals, you know that there's going to be a good percentage of them that are leftists. And that's the ones. So yeah, they populate Hollywood. Bald pate review?
I don't know.
What?
No idea.
Looking
Oh,
forward to doing the show with Loki this Friday. It's gonna be fun.
These guys are all coyotes.
So these guys are coyotes?
Yeah, they even say
I thought they weren't because
No, this one. And they even talk about bad coyotes. No, those other guys that you cannot trust because they are telling them where they used to cross and what were the best spots to cross, and even they're complaining because
all
the
these
narcos are.
guys, all these guys have jobs. That was one of the reasons why they were selected because they had jobs. So I don't think they're coyotes. They had
Well,
jobs. That's why they were
but
coming across
they
the
know
border.
too much about the crossing points.
I'm just saying, I think it's because they observe and they've had to use. I don't think they're coyotes because they all are laborers.
They even know where the fucking tunnel is.
Yeah, I know. They told them. Now, this is, and the minute this happened, see when she goes into the bank
Mm.
and you see her on camera, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
she shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
She shouldn't have done that.
bad mistake.
You do not, if you're a federal agent of any kind, get caught on camera because that's how you get identified.
Especially after freezing the money of a narco.
Hey, John Ostains is here. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Ostains.
Those things.
Look what he's saying. It's messing with my team Monday. You're damn right.
Man, then I live in an eternal Monday.
No, I'm not going to mess with you.
Today.
You helped me get on the show because StreamYard was fucking me over again.
Oh, my.
Well, how's it going, Loki?
Mm.
You doing okay, man? And she's already made the big mistake. She's now been caught on camera.
Yep.
And that means that the cartel is going to get information on her.
She is.
Or want to get information, which leads to the very next thing. And you know what? She was set up to do that.
No, she wasn't set up.
No.
I think she was.
Del Toro knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You made this happen."
No,
he
after the
this
fact.
up.
After the fact, he told her, "Don't go in the bank." He told her 3 times, Brolin, "Don't go in the bank. Don't go in the bank." She went in the bank. Now, well, what I think
again,
he
it's
told
reverse
was,
psychology. Don't do something, she's going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he knows it, and she says it to him. You did this. You knew this was going to happen. You're not giving Del Toro's character enough credit.
No, it was Brolin.
He wants this to happen.
He knows she's going to do it anyway. So he's by telling her not to do it.
They
he's like,
needed to find.
I tried.
They needed to find somebody that was sent there by the cartel. They needed somebody, and so she is the honeypot.
The bait.
No, she says, it's not me saying, she says he set the whole thing up. He knew this was going to happen. What's happening right here in this bar is a setup. It was all staged by Del Toro's character, by telling her not to go in the bank.
Oh my God. Does this count as a backdoor reference?
Yeah, don't go in the back. That's a backdoor reference.
It is.
I don't know. Is Loki hearing me? Because I've asked him how he's doing. He's not responding to me. Are you mad at me, Loki?
Why would he be mad at you?
Just teasing. He's not responding to anything I've said to him.
You know, it's really funny. Every time Loki is in our chat and I say hi to him, Jesus, even mentioning his name, my cat Loki is looking at me like, "What? You talking to me?"
Of course. Well, when you say Loki, when you say Loki and you're talking about your cat, I'm thinking about Loki. This
Yeah,
Loki.
I always have to clarify,
Remember-
nerd Loki or cat Loki.
Okay, I have this video. Here we go.
Cowboy, check around and see if there's a back door.
However, my dog, he was called, his name was Spock. And whenever we were watching the movies or the series, and somebody said Spock in the TV, he didn't look for.
He doesn't react to it?
No, he only reacted.
Oh, I know why.
when we-
I know why. Because it lacks the Hispanic accent.
Yeah, that's why. Exactly.
It's probably why.
No, unfamiliar voice. Why would he react to somebody calling him or saying his name whom he doesn't know?
Say Spock, Martin.
Spock.
Now I'm going to say Spock. It sounds completely different. No, bro, I'm good. Just working on the intro for a friend and listening to y'all. LOL. I'm glad you're here, buddy. And I am looking forward to this Friday, hanging out with you guys. It's like 2 people I really enjoy is Snowdub and Loki, man, and they're doing a show together. So here it just looks like they're going to get into some lovemaking, and then she sees the band, wristband, which is directly related to the cartel.
Austin
freaks
Benicio
out.
del Toro is not a good guy, not anymore. He's beyond good and evil at this point.
And so, yeah, this sucks because what was meant to be, an exciting love scene turns into an attempted murder.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't there to kill her. That's the
Well, I did stop that. That's not what I said. It's not what I said. I know he was there to get information. I said, but it becomes an attempted murder.
Yeah.
The moment he knows, she knows. who he is. He has to try and kill her.
Yeah, it's like at this point now, it's like, oh, she got physical. I have to get physical, and oh crap, I've gone too far. I have to kill her. That's what he's thinking. I've gone too far. This has gone too far, and then Benicio just happens to show up at the right time.
At the very last second, I'd say she's almost dead.
She was about to go unconscious. There's no question about it.
I don't know.
They're what we refer to as the necessary evil. These are guys who get shit done. And if you allow politicians, they're the big stick. That's who these guys are. They're doing combat. They are taking on the enemy directly. And so they're not bad guys because they are doing the right thing. The problem is, like you see by the end of the film, it just keeps going. There's just another bad guy now. Yeah, it's absolutely a necessary evil. I even saw that when I was a soldier. That is, moral as I am. So I'm very ethical, very moral centered. That's why I was a conscientious objector. It didn't mean that I wasn't going to do my job that included having to kill somebody. I would have done it. I'd had no trouble doing it. And because I'm not morally ambiguous, but I have no trouble stepping over the line. And my
If
past
it's necessary.
dictates that, because I've come close to having to do things, and I didn't show hesitation any time. I just happened to be saved or reprieved at the last moment from having to do it. But it was there, and I was ready to go. And it's always bothered me, that I, like so many men that serve in the military, are like that. What scares me, though, it's not guys like that, because guys like me and other soldiers that do their job, that's fine. My problem is, and Anima saw this video the other day of a gentleman who loves the fight. He's a war junkie, is what he is. And I find that dude so disturbing. I don't want to say his name, because he's a former tier 1 operator, and he still goes out there, and he just loves the fight.
That really
That's all he wants.
disturbing.
He wants the rush. He gets excited by it, and that freaks me out. People like that scare the shit out of me.
I'm broken.
You remember the guy I'm talking about, Anima, because he almost got another dude killed because he just rushed away, and the other dude's following him, not knowing, oh, he's taking me into a fight just straight on. And that's bad leadership.
Guys like that should not be leaders.
They should not be in charge.
No.
They should always be led by other people, because guys like that are good at their jobs. Don't get me wrong, but they'll get people killed. So back to this. I like this actor, by the way. I forget his name. He's a really good actor.
Before we get back to this, it's time to run the ad. That's why I paused it. Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Wait, let me take down the banner. Oh, here we go.
Meet the Seattle Vigilante. Like so many comic heroes, this warrior hides his identity. But his identity isn't the only secret he has to keep. After grievous wounds received during combat, Tier 1 operator John Russell begins to recover and comes to terms with his new reality of being an amputee. And as he learns how to use his new prosthetic limb, he finds himself caught up in the bureaucratic red tape that too many wounded veterans experience, the exhausting medboard process. Out of sheer frustration, John takes it out on the criminal scum of the city. But when reality kicks in, John realizes he started something that's having an impact on the greater world around him, and thus has to reevaluate his motives. And moreover, just how far is John willing to go to finish this war he's declared against the criminals in Seattle? And will he even survive? From the creator of IDW's award-winning graphic novel Code Word Geronimo comes a new story about a different kind of warrior, Vindicated Inc., the first of its kind disabled veteran action hero comic. The Vindicated Ink graphic novel crowdfunding campaign on fundmycomic.com is provided in the description of this video. We hope you become a contributor. Please share this link. Thank you.
All right. We're getting so close with it for funding the artwork. We still got a little bit to go because the rest of this is all Richard Bonk's money. And we need to get it. I need to get him paid. DVD along with Wind River and Hell or High Water. I just talked about this, Shellback. I'm glad you brought this up because Wind River is on the list as well as Hell or High Water for Anima to watch. I showed her the shootout because Wind River has one of the best shootouts I've ever seen with the film. And Hell or High Water has some too. It's a great story. Once again, both films, Taylor Sheridan. So big fan. Big fan of Taylor
I've seen
Sheridan.
the shootouts because I was there when you made your top 10 list of shootouts. I watched all these
Wind
clips with
River
you
is on there. Another film that's not written by Taylor Sheridan that I like, but it's on Netflix, is that film where the dude that played Felix Leitner, oh my God. Let me go to IMDb. It's going to drive me crazy. Yeah, the beating of this guy, he earned this beating. He really did. He's a shitheel. And he was going to fucking murder her. Oh, did anybody see the trailer for Twisters?
No.
Yesterday?
No.
I got to tell you, I am so stoked to not watch that movie.
Okay. I won't bother to look for it then.
I just don't know what the fuck they're thinking. This is a film that should have come out years ago. And it's just stupid the way they did it. Jeffrey Wright, that's the actor I'm trying to think of. Jeffrey Wright is in this movie and the film. See if I can find it. Hold the Dark. And I do believe it's still on Netflix. Hold the Dark has got one of the most graphic and intense shootouts I've ever seen. You remember the guy up in the barn opens up the barn door and with the M60 just starts open up on all those cops. Holy shit. That scene.
I think that was my reaction to that scene. Yeah.
But it's it is a dark film. Don and I talked about it. Don and I talked about a film, that fucked up ending. And of course, you got a student of Dale Dye's in the movie, James Badge Dale. He got his training during the Pacific. She is so beat up at this point. She's so fucked in the head. She doesn't know what's going on. She's lost. Twister is like a sequel to Twister. Yes. Helen Hunt is in it too. They don't show her in the trailer, but she is in the movie. It's the dude that was kind of the Val Kilmer-like character in the new Tom Cruise Top Gun film, Maverick. He's the douche nozzle cowboy tornado hunter that, just they're so unrealistic. The first film was at least somewhat realistic with the way these hunters work. Storm hunters. Or storm chasers. That's what they're called, storm chasers. This character is so ridiculously over the top that I couldn't buy it. I'm like, what a silly movie. I can hardly wait to not watch it. And you look at him here, he is being a good dad, and affectionate and caring for his kid. Glenn Powell, yeah.
Yeah, fuck spell check. I hate that thing.
Turn it off. That's what I do.
No, because
Phil
when I
that's what
text
Phil
somebody in
Collins
Croatian,
does.
no, when I text somebody in Croatian, I have to do all the accents myself, and I'm too lazy for that. That's the only reason I have spell check on.
I
But
get it.
at least has a compelling love story. That's really the only thing that kept that movie going. That and the visual effects is that the chemistry between Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. Because I love Bill Paxton. I miss him so much. Yeah, it's one of my favorite actors ever since Weird Science, man. You know, she's beautiful, but she's not gorgeous. It's weird about her. One of the
Do
most
you know
attractive
how?
is her dancer's neck. She has a dancer's neck.
Did you know that she got really sick during the time of filming? She had food poisoning so bad she needed IV between her scenes.
That
to
explains
be
why
able
she
to
looks
get
like
through.
shit.
Yeah,
That's why she
she
looks like
was
shit.
really, really sick.
Well, it's reminiscent of the movie Open Range because Kevin Costner damn near died making that
Yeah.
movie. He was so sick and he didn't know how bad it was until finally he finished shooting for the weekend and was able to go to the hospital, and he was in the middle of appendicitis. He says, the bulk of the scenes where I look like shit, I was sick. He says, and that's why my
dedication.
acting is, he said it made his acting even better.
Yeah. But often when actors get hurt doing a scene and it makes sense, they keep it in. And I like that they do that. Like was it Tom Cruise?
Oh, yeah.
Breaking his
Broke
foot,
his ankle.
jumping on that building. Yeah. And they left it in.
You can see it in the movie. You can see his ankle break. Thanks for saying Bill Paxton. I was racking my brain trying to remember that guy's name. Oh, man, I love Bill Paxton. Best thing about Twister is when he starts to sing Oklahoma. Yes. Him and his Texas accent. My favorite film with him was back in the 90s. He did a film with Billy Bob Thornton. Was it called At Close Range, I think? Let me look at that. I forget the name of that movie. Bill Paxton. This is a movie that I'm going to eventually introduce Anima to because it is just such a good movie. And again, another heavy subject. Frailty. He not only directed that, he co-starred.
Man, that movie's something else.
And we owe Tom Hanks for him becoming a star because Tom Hanks helped him. Let's see, where is it? It's 97, I think. Was it 96? Titanic, Twister, The Last Supper. No, it was 93 then. It was earlier. My God, 91. I was in the Army when it came out. One False Move is the movie with Bill Paxton, where he's a Texarkana sheriff. All right, this is it. This is the big moment. The reveal that this is not your fucking movie, Emily Blunt. This is somebody else's story. She gets the shit knocked out of her twice. Learning that this wasn't her story.
And I guess this is the point where you have to figure it out that she's not the lead.
Yep. Now I'm going to pause it for a second because I want to talk about this movie. Carl Franklin's the director, black director, great fucking director, by the way. One False Move, 1991, rated R, stars Bill Paxton, Billy Bob Thornton, and Cinda Williams, written by Billy Bob Thornton and Tom Epperson. And it is a crime thriller, and it's about a good cop trying to make right something that he knew was wrong, and a fucked up love story, and some amazing acting by Billy Bob Thornton and Michael Beach, if you don't know him. Michael Beach is in a lot of stuff by Taylor Sheridan. In fact, he plays the lead guard in Mayor of what is the show called? Mayor of Kingstown. He often plays cops. Trying to find something here. I'll just show you his picture real quick. This is Michael Beach, and he is really good in the movie. Share screen. This guy. What an actor right here. And he works a lot with Taylor Sheridan. You guys know him?
No, I don't think I've seen him.
His name is Michael Beach. You've seen him because you watched stuff
Yeah.
with me, and he's been in it.
Okay.
So for me, he's a very memorable actor. Right. Oh, everything moved. There we go. Yeah, Powers Booth is Curly Bill Brocious. He is the cop, the lead detective. And I don't want to give away the plot. But wait, Animal never watched that movie. So I'll give away the plot. He's the last
not
target.
like that's important. You're giving away plots before I watch
He is the last target of this. They come off as serial killers, but what they're doing is they're killing evil people that are demons. So it's a mixture of horror and crime thriller. Brilliant fucking movie. Hey, Lady V's here.
Hi, Lady V.
It took a while, but Sicario's Steve Forsing character with glasses and little quips who followed Brolin really grew on me. He's a good actor.
There's
I'm
a
trying
lot
to
of
find his
intense
name
stuff
right
in
now.
this movie.
Why is he not in the top cast list of that film?
Lady
Oh,
V
there he
just
is.
called you
Jeffrey
Gerry.
Donovan, the actor. Oh, okay. Thank you. Jeffrey Donovan is the actor you're talking about. He's the CIA guy with the glasses. And he, of course, was the star of the series Burn Notice. And he's really good. He's also in Sicario Day of the Soldado. Yeah, I
What do you
corrected
mean?
myself.
Oh,
Soldado.
oh.
But he was
Did
in
I
a
heard
really...
you?
He was in a terrible Clint Eastwood film called Changeling. I didn't like that movie. I think it's because she was in it, Brad's ex. And I just don't like her trying to act. She's
Angelina
better
Jolie?
in action films. Yeah, I don't think she's that good an actor. You don't see a lot of
No.
gore, but it's intense, very claustrophobic. Yeah, and dark. This is an intense scene because I didn't know I had claustrophobia until I had an MRI done. And then I was like, oh shit, I have serious claustrophobia.
How can you have that and not know?
I'd never been caught in a situation where I felt trapped.
Okay.
And I felt trapped when I was doing that.
My earliest experience was I was like 5 and my 3-year-old brother shut a cupboard door on me. I don't know why I was in there, but then I couldn't get out and I freaked out.
Now, this is a scene I never understood because this is where they break into the musical scene and she starts singing. I'm like, okay. Now, agreed, she would later play Mary Poppins, but what is with the dance and music here in the tunnel scene? I just don't get it. I'm doing this because Lady V isn't watching. She's listening. Don't give her bad information about the movie. Don't tell her.
What?
Read.
No. Okay.
I had no idea that Del Toro had such a great singing voice.
Shut up, cat.
And I don't understand what this dance has to do with all the cocaine. I just don't get it.
Look, that's Hydra's cocaine.
Yeah, he's the guy in the elevator with Captain America in that great fight scene.
Yes,
Now, this is where she gets her first spanking. He shoots her center mass right into her body armor, knocks the shit out of her. That's like getting hit with a baseball bat.
Yeah, that hurts.
And then she decides, I'm going to go punch Brolin's character. Then Brolin knocks the shit out of her. So she gets 2 spankings in a row. And she's basically told right there, when she gets shot by Del Toro, this is not your fucking story. Yeah, Sicario the musical. It's really good. My heart? It's okay.
Yeah.
I have claustrophobia, but it isn't serious. First time I realized was on a subway train. Yeah, I've even been stuck in an elevator and I didn't freak out. I don't know what it is.
Jesus.
MRI triggered something in me to where now, when there's a moment where I feel like I'm going to get trapped, I have a minor anxiety attack, and I have to do all the stuff. I self-redirect. I learned how to control my anxiety without medication. The medication, man, I don't like my brain being fucked with, and it messed with my brain. They put me on Paxil, I think is what it was, Paxil, and it was not good. I had a bad reaction. Yeah, she goes out there and he hits him and he just knocks the shit out of her. And he basically says, you saw things you shouldn't have seen. He's telling her. And now he's going to tell her the truth.
I can understand her too, though, because they just don't tell her everything.
Well, she wouldn't have gone along with it if they had. They had told her the things that were going on. She would have bailed. I want no part of this.
Yeah.
And
but they set her up for making mistakes.
And the worst part of this is she has to sign off on it. Because if she doesn't, she could be criminally charged for what happens or happened. And they know that. Threw his daughter into a vat of acid. I'd want to kill this guy too. I'd do it.
Yep.
It's the extra mile he goes that I have trouble with. I understand why he did it. I don't agree with it, don't condone it, and wouldn't do it myself. And it's almost like by the end of this film, this is his letting go of humanity. This is all he's ever going to do for the rest of his life.
It sounds so terrible every time you say it. It's like so sad.
Well, I don't like caves, but my thing with caves has to do with bat guano.
Ew.
So I don't like going into caves. We have a cave here in Springfield. I won't go more than 15 feet into it. My daughter, Mac, and Ultra Rob went way into the cave. Now I said, no, I'm fine here. I'm not going in any deeper. And I don't know if it was the fear of guano mixed with the claustrophobia. I don't know. I really don't know. I just won't go past a certain point. That's it.
Yeah, that's why my mom realized that I was claustrophobic. We went on a hike and there was a cave and everybody went inside and I had a full-on panic attack. That's what you realized. I wasn't faking hating being in small spaces. That's a real problem.
Yeah, in particular, like in Vietnam, the tunnel rats, man. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I like holes. I just don't like caves.
Really?
Why do you ask, Martin? Why even ask?
And, and Del Toro kills the cop too. Everybody dies.
He has to. And I mean, in the beginning, when they show you the cop is a good dad, he's going to die at some point in this movie.
Yeah, you just knew it. He was doomed.
The way a character is introduced tells you a lot.
So he's already killed the cop. Now he's going to take this guy up there and he's like, I'll get you in. You let me go, right? You can let me go, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
And, Del Toro killing the cop, as bad as it feels, him doing that, guy had it coming. But then again, it's been said in film before, we all got it coming. Clint Eastwood. We all got it coming.
Oh, Bush says it right. I let you go to hell.
No, you don't letting him go. You're sending him. It's quite different.
Yeah, bon voyage.
Exactly.
Don't forget the right.
Here goes Rocket Kitty.
And this is it. This is what this whole movie's been building towards, is him avenging himself on the man who killed his family, who murdered his wife and dipped his daughter in acid.
I think
Killing
most
both
people
of them.
would kill if that happened to
But
them.
this is so horrifying. And I get it. This is why he did this film, because it is horrifying that he's going to sit down at this table with the children and the wife and do this scene.
That scene, man, yeah.
With this guy's the head of a cartel, this family. Do your children speak English? They will speak English. Well, this is exactly what he does. It is eye for an eye. He takes away his love in front of him and then tells him to finish his dinner.
Well,
no? And then kills him.
It takes it, takes it away, but in a more merciful way.
It's much quicker. Very quickly.
He kills him quickly. But one of the things that just shook me was that the guy says, not in front of my kids. That moment, the kids have no chance.
Yeah, because, as bad as you feel for the cop dying, Staines, he really was, that's the path he took, man. Either the cartel was going to kill him or somebody killing the cartel was going to kill him.
He knew he wasn't a risk.
He aligned himself with the wrong people. But all of these were part of his plan to get to him because he knew about the cop. That's the scary thing about Del Toro's character is this was all part of a plan. And there he just shot them all right in front of him. Look at those eyes. They're dead. He's murdered his entire family in front of them. Then he tells him, finish your meal. And he's not going to eat. And he goes, okay. And he just gets up, shoots him once in the throat.
Yeah.
He either hit him in the upper chest or the throat. And you hear him gurgling.
Yep.
And then he walks, stands firmer, taller, and shoots him in the head. ending it.
He lets him suffer.
And this is, I love the moment when he shows up at her apartment and says, I wouldn't be standing in windows for a while.
Oh, God, yes.
Because she knows somebody's in her apartment right now. She feels it. There's something weird that happens if you get a real good sense of your surroundings.
She's
There's
so
a
mad at
change
him.
in the sound. And she still can't give up smoking, man. That's what this brought back. This whole situation made her start smoking again. Yeah, the look of sheer fuck. You know, he never imagined that.
Here we go.
Oh,
There
great
you go,
line.
Shannon.
This is the land of wolves. That is a great line.
Yeah.
And you are not a wolf. He tells her, you are not a wolf. She wants to think she is, but she's not.
She knows it now.
And he's telling her to sign it. I won't sign the paper. He's like, got a gun on her. But I sincerely don't think he'd kill her.
She knows that too. He just needs the gun to make her realize this is not something you get to choose.
Because she reminds him of his daughter. And he tells her that.
Yeah. But still, he put her through all this.
He is going to get PTSD from this situation. There's no question. This is going to fuck with her the rest of her life. Coffee is for closers.
You think he would kill her? No.
I don't believe for a second he'd do it.
No. Me neither.
There's no question he's a murderer. But I think that her reminding him of his daughter will prevent him. He would hurt her, no question. Electric Boogaloo. Shut up, dude.
Well, the second part is most
goes
peaceful.
The window. She pulls her weapon and aims at him, and he just turns and looks at her. And then turns, goes, "Go ahead, if you can do it." She can't do it.
I got a bit annoyed with her, to be honest, because she dragged it out, and it was obvious that there was nothing she could do. But
there's nothing she could do. She is over her head.
Yeah.
She didn't belong in the situation. She was only there for him to use to get to where he needed to go. And I guarantee you he doesn't regret it one bit.
No, he doesn't. As bad as this sounds, but she served her purpose.
So we get to see the kid, no dad anymore. Mom takes him to the football game. And then while they're playing, you hear the sound of an explosion and gunfire. And then they turn and look, and we see in the city shit happening. So it's just letting you know it's not over. There's the border fence.
I wonder what he's thinking in this moment.
I'm going to be just like my dad.
I'm sure he's thinking about his dad.
A corrupt police officer. I don't know.
Amelia, stop it. Can you hear her?
Well, the fact is it doesn't matter. She doesn't put her finger on the trigger. She's aiming at him, considering it. I don't know. And if she had heard him,
angry and frustrated.
she wouldn't have grabbed the gun to begin with. You know, and By the way, in the Army, one of the drill instructors said, "This is not a gun. This is a weapon." I said, "Then do we cease saying the gun part of machine gun?" And the look I got from it was funny. Submachine gun? It's a fucking gun. Yes, it is a dark and thought-provoking film.
It's
And-
not just the ending, the whole film.
And you think, oh, it couldn't get any darker than that. And then the sequel came out. And I went to see that one with Travis, by the way, Anima. He and I went
I'm
to see
looking
that.
forward to watching
Holy
it.
shit. That was intense. Yeah, that scene on the street when he shoots that one gangster, he has his weapon trained on, then he switches hands and puts his finger in the trigger housing and just goes back and forth with it really quickly and empties the fucking mag into this guy within like 2 seconds. Fucking whoa, dude. Well, when you get submachine guns, man, they get heavy. Like the Browning 30 cal, fully loaded with equipment, that's fucking heavy. I remember the Thompson is like 15 pounds. Thompson submachine gun fully loaded. And that's why, what was that movie? Not the Thin Red Line. It was Steel Helmet. One of the actors in the film wanted to carry the Thompson. And one of the stars of the film. And later he turned around and handed it to somebody else. Says, I'd rather carry something else. 'Cause even the movie weapon was still fucking heavy as shit because it's still a fucking real submachine gun. Yeah, we're going to do that next week, John.
Yep. It's my homework for this week to watch that movie.
I had a doctor's appointment this afternoon, but it's been called off because we've got snow. It's been snowing. That's why it's so white right now in the window. See how white it is? It's like that's snow.
I was wondering what's going on because usually I get more detail on your window than that.
No, it's snowy as hell out there. It's got a hell of a glare. So yeah, we're gonna do Sicario 2 next week. Yeah, you should watch it. I'm telling you, it's a really good film. Somebody told me I need to see that movie that Ridley Scott did that deals with the drug gangs and shit. And I said, well, I did see it. And they, oh my God, what did you think of it? I didn't like it. It was too fiction-y for me.
Fiction. Okay.
Yeah, I forget the name of that film. Brad Pitt gets his head cut off in it.
Ooh. Just once.
What was that movie called? Ridley Scott directed it. The Counselor. A lot of people like that movie. I did not. It just seemed like overindulgence rather than telling a good story. And Brad Pitt's character thinks he got away with the money. As he walks out of the bank with the money, the guy walks up to him with a little lasso-looking thing, puts it over his head, and then clicks it, and it begins slowly tightening with a piano chord.
Oh, one of those. Ugh.
And he gets killed that way.
That's a terrible way to kill someone.
Yeah, Stephen said it, The Counselor. I fired a Thompson too, and it's got a hell of a kick. You got to really lean into it. And because the guy that allowed us, it was Mike Beatty's dad, Patrick Beatty. He was the senior field instructor for the FBI. And my dad took me to Isaac Walton League and invited them. And he and I'd been there for like 20 minutes with Michael. Michael was with us, and Patrick shows up, his dad, and goes and opens up the trunk, and he goes, "Anybody interested in firing a Thompson?" My eyes got really huge.
Of course.
And so he brought it out and let Michael and me fire it. It was great. That was at the Isaac Walton League there in right outside Fredericksburg, Virginia. They had the best shooting range. But it's just, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. There was some cool stuff in it, like, the device cutting his head off. But the film just felt like Ridley Scott was indulging himself. And it didn't feel like he was trying to tell a good story, because it really wasn't a very good story. All the good people suffer in the film. And I guess that's what it is, the moral of the story kind of thing. Because the main character gets the same warning that he had been told about with the videotape. And I'm like, I don't know. I just felt like it didn't go anywhere, really. Martin at the wheel.
What?
Bonnie and Clyde Thompson with Martin at the wheel. Martin would be Babyface Nelson.
Okay.
Yeah, Sicario 2, it's a must watch. So that's it. It is nihilism. And nihilism is not interesting to me.
No.
And I dislike that. It's like, I want a story. And
one that makes sense.
Directors who think that way are clearly self-indulgent. And it bothers me. Because you should want to tell a fucking compelling story. And it's one of the reasons why I have never wanted to interview Ridley Scott or asked to. Because I had my chance. I had many chances to interview him. Wouldn't do it. Because I knew that I would insult him. And I didn't want to do that. Because he's not a very good director. He's an amazing cinematographer. And he really is. It's what makes his films so compelling, is his understanding of light. Because if he doesn't have a solid script to shoot with, his films aren't compelling structurally. You kept grumbling, Martin.
No, I said,
Oh,
I was agreeing.
I thought you were wanting to add something to it.
No.
Okay.
You have said you have resumed perfectly Ridley Scott in just one sentence.
Well, it's because I'm a big fan of his work. I really am. But the thing is when you become the fan of something and really pay attention to it, if you're an honest person, you recognize the problem with that thing you're a fan of too. And I understand the weaknesses of Ridley Scott. And it shows every single time. One of my favorite films of his that I felt was a good, compelling story, nobody ever remembers.
Which one's that?
A little film came out in the 80s called Someone to Watch Over Me with Tom Berenger. I actually consider that a really good film. And it's what led to the continuation of the fight between him and I think it was Jerry Parencio's girlfriend. Had tried out for a part in that film, if not the lead female part. And Ridley apparently snubbed her. And it got back to Parencio, and he got fucking pissed. And of course, that name doesn't mean anything to you. It deals with Blade Runner, because he's one of the owners, or was one of the owners of Blade Runner through Tandem Entertainment, him and Buddy Orkin. So I want to thank Jedi Bill again for becoming a member. Love having you on, man. Darius Munchausen for his $4 super sticker. Thanks again, man. Deeply appreciated. You guys keep the show going.
And we always need coffee here.
A little bit of backing, it goes a long way. So deeply appreciate all of it. Let me see if there's something I want to play before we go out. Is this a good one? Oh, this is another one from the Covenant. Backdoor. That was for foreigners.
I forgot that one.
Here's another backdoor from. There you go.
But the backdoor that you have to read.
I remember when I was in the Middle East, the only word that we're supposed to learn, that I needed to learn, was medicinati.
Yeah, to announce that you're a medic.
Yep. I would say it to them. Medicinati. Medicinati. Which one? Are you talking about Sicario too, or
no, Counselor? The Counselor.
Counselor? I just didn't think it was very good. It's got some good stuff in it. I just didn't think it was good.
Here's a question.
How do I minimize a medicine-induced metallic taste? Milk. Dairy coats the tongue. So if you take it with milk, but the problem is there are some medications you're not supposed to take with milk. So I don't know. Look into it. I also find taking medications like that, if you put it in something else, I know it sounds stupid, put a little soft cheese around it and swallow it. That way you don't taste it. Same thing with dogs.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's what I do when my cats need to take a pill. I stick it in mozzarella, and they are so greedy for mozzarella they don't even realize it's in there.
Oh, well, is this something that the medicine does, or is it something that's a residual of putting it in your mouth? Because sometimes certain medicines will cause you to have a reaction like that.
So if that's a side effect, can you do something?
If that's going on, it's a side effect, then there's really nothing you can really do about it. The best thing to do is ask your doctor about it, because maybe you're not supposed to have that taste. What I usually do is I find out what a medication is, and then I go look up all the information on it and read up on it. And then I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's normal.
Yeah, but if you get side effects that are really unpleasant, maybe go find an alternative, or have your doctor find an alternative that works without giving you ugly side
I know
effects.
that, like, when I was on a specific diet one time, you go. The reason it's called keto, people don't know why it's called keto, because when you go on an actual keto diet, you go into a state of ketosis.
That's the goal,
Hence
yes.
the name keto diet. And ketosis can be very dangerous if you don't hydrate correctly. That's it's what almost killed Matt Damon when he did the movie that Gulf
Courage
War
Under
film,
Fire.
Courage Under Fire. He lost a lot of weight, and his kidneys got fucked up because he didn't stay hydrated. And if you're going to go into ketosis, you have to stay hydrated. Drink a lot of water. Flushes those ketones out of your system.
Well, if you go too high on protein, that also fucks with your kidneys.
That almost sounds like Star Trek Technobabble.
Look who's here, Heredity and Snort.
I only take medication that says may cause flatulence. I don't know. I kind of like the ones that say may cause anal leakage.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Time to end the show.
No, those are real medications. I take one of them. I was warned. I was like, but it didn't happen. Thank God.
Hello, Cuber.
Hey, Snort. What's up, buddy? So you're here for the end. This is the end. So, anything else we want to talk about this film?
No.
No.
I consider it the film that made me a fan of Denis Villeneuve. I didn't give two shits about him until I saw this film. And I went, the director of this film knows what he's fucking doing. If you have anal leakage, you're going to make other people very uncomfortable. Especially when you get up out of a chair.
Oh my God.
I'm stating obvious things. Oh, you're just in time, Snortopoopas.
I didn't know you had weird kinks, Snort, but okay, whatever floats your boat.
Whatever freaks your doogie.
Yep.
But seriously, when I started taking metformin, that was one of the things I was told it could cause. And I'm like, I'm going to stop this medication if that causes that, just so you know. But it didn't. So, all right. We're done. I want to thank all you guys, Penny, Lord Thoth, Bush McFadden, Pops, Cam's Crash Courses, Deleted Scenes. I hope Cam mom is okay. That was distressing. That
We're all sending positive thoughts.
Yeah. Deleted Scenes, Christian Delorme, Emotionally Unstable Amphibian, Loki's Mornings of Mischief, John Ostains, Dragon Ruse, Lady V Elements, and Lady V. I hope you enjoyed the musical part of this production. And of course, Snortopoopas Huber. Thanks for showing up, guys. Thanks for being here. Deeply appreciate it, man. Martin, Anima, anything you want to close with before we end?
Nope, I think we're covered.
Anima?
No. What are you doing with the chief tomorrow? Maybe let people know
Oh,
I don't know.
No, we're gonna have a repeat because Chief has
Okay.
Chief has to go to the dentist and
Oh, dentist emergency. Yeah.
yeah.
He had a dental emergency.
That sucks.
So-
We're gonna go with the incident.
Speedy recovery.
Yep. Because
Incident?
he chose that he told me to repeat that show about the movie The Incident because one of the I think it's a cameraman is going to be the next guest for his next show.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was on the Taxi Driver, which is
Okay.
the one we're doing.
That's
after
very cool. Yeah, he's going to have him on, and he actually worked on the film. So, well, that's it, guys. We're out of here. Have a great Monday. We're going to try to, despite all the snow. So, see y'all.